Well, first of all, Michael, first time we've actually caught up with you this season, of course, of how it's all going for you. Just your overall assessment. You're a part of the managerial team, you're part of the coaching staff, and you're also part of the matchday staff as well. So what's your assessment of the first third of the season gone?
Yeah, I think we've had a good start. Picked up a nice tally of points. Yeah, that's a challenge. Keep it going. I think overall we're pleased with how it's gone, but we want more. We want to keep improving. So, that's the message.
Does it surprise you that how well they've done when you've kicked off with a new look squad as well? You brought in 5 or 6 new signings as well as producing a few more of your own players into that setup.
Yeah, I mean, you never know how they're going to settle in, but I think the recruitment's been really good this summer. The boys have settled in well, and I think all the players have hit the ground running from the start, really. So, it's been it's been a pleasing start.
We'll talk more about where you are up to date of looking towards Saturday's game, of course, in a minute or two's time. But injuries have hit you hard, haven't they? But then again, when you follow football like we all do, it seems as though injuries are hitting a lot of clubs hard.
Yeah, they are, especially this season. I know there's a big stat that's come out this week. If you look at the Premier League, there's a lot of players getting injured. A lot of fixtures, I think that's the reason for it. The difficult thing that we've had to deal with is they seem to have all come at once, which isn't ideal, but it's part and parcel of it, and we've got to deal with it and keep going. Yeah,
get them out of the way and hope that no more come in the second half of the season. But just going back to the other night, the team couldn't make any progress in terms of where they were going in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy, but it was an important night for the football club, as it showed once again the youngsters were coming through.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people outside of the club were, calling it a dead rubber, but the manager made it clear from sort of Monday when the boys came back in after the break that it's not a dead rubber. We want to breed a winning culture here at Crewe, and this was another opportunity to win a game of football and do it in the right way. And obviously you've mentioned the younger lads that played, and great opportunity for them. And I think they took it with a good performance and a win.
It's amazing that it can keep churning it out. Well, that's down to a lot of hard work from a lot of people involved in running Crewe Alexandra Football Club. And amazing stats come out after the game against Newcastle under-21s. I think 21 players, all associated to the Crewe Alexandra Academy, have tasted first team football this season and we haven't reached halfway yet. How satisfying is that to all of you?
Yeah, it's a great start, something that we're obviously proud of, and the players should be proud that have been able to do that. But that's what we've got to do. We've got to get the boys into the first team. They will get given the opportunity if they put the work in and they're good enough. So, the proof's in the pudding there. We say it to, especially the younger lads, at really young age groups, you will get given the opportunity if you're willing to put the work in and the graft, and they're the rewards that you can get.
Is that still the biggest selling point that you have? Because as we know, you've been doing it for 30 plus years, but you were on your own probably when it all first started. Now you're not, and the big guns have got mega money to go and cherry pick who they want. But is that still the way forward for you, that you think you can get those good young players here because they get the chance, if they put the work in, to be what they want to be, first team footballers?
Yeah, of course. I think everybody wants to produce their own players, but it won't happen unless you give them the opportunity. Obviously, the manager has come up through the system, he knows the club, and he's willing to do it. And I think that's the most important thing. You've got to have somebody who trusts the players and is willing to put them into the first team. It doesn't just happen. I think the culture of the club allows that, and it's something that we all buy into.
How important is it when you look around that you work with coaches who've been here for a long time? Other coaches have moved on. You think of the likes of Steve Holland, Neil Critchley, James Collins, Steve Davis, people like that. There's names I've probably forgotten, and now you've got Ryan and Lee Bell have come through the system at the head of the first team. Is that togetherness with the coaches a big help as well?
I think so, yeah. I think it's the real foundation of the club. I think all the names you mentioned there are unbelievable coaches, and I think it's something that we as coaches aspire to be like them, and I think that's what continues the development here at Crewe, that everybody that comes into the building is always looking up and they want to get better and improve. And like you say, some of the names you mentioned there are really, really, really good coaches, and you know, we want to get like them, and you know, the chain continues, if you like.
Well, it's brilliant, because what you've got your players that you get excited about seeing in the first team, but also you've seen your own coaches from in the club to become top coaches or top managers. You know, it's a great feeling. It must be for everybody. Yeah,
and that's the good thing here at Crewe. Not only do the players get the opportunity, but the coaches do as well. The progression model, if you like, is there, and it's something that everyone at the club, whichever department it is, should strive to improve and get better and get to the next step. And obviously, you know, Lee's now the manager, Ryan the assistant manager. It's brilliant, and it shows that progression is there if you're willing to work hard and keep at it.
Yeah, touch wood that everything's going to continue in the right spiral manner of going upwards. Let's look at the football side of it that's coming up now. We're coming towards, you know, the start of December. I think it's a brutal fixture period. I think I've picked out 8 games before the end of the year, starting with Doncaster.
Yeah, of course. This is the crucial point of the season, if you like. Like you say, the games come thick and fast. But all we can do is take it game by game, and that starts on Saturday against Doncaster. Hopefully pick up another 3 points at Gresty Road, and that's all we can think. Look to Saturday at the minute. You've
got a fantastic home record, though, that you still want to keep producing in front of the home fans. Everybody in football always says, have a fortress home ground.
Yeah, and it's been really good. You know, back end of last season and obviously coming into this season, disappointing Stockport game, but it was going to happen at some point, and you know, it's our challenge now to get another run going, and yeah, can we do better than the last run that we had?
As a managerial team, how much work do you look at on the opposition, and you know, how much involvement do you have? You talk about looking at videos and watching players and watching some of the games that they played afterwards. How much goes on before a game?
As much as we can, and as early as we can. So obviously the lads had a bit of a break over the weekend. We were looking at Doncaster on the Thursday before we had a couple of days off, and I know we had a game on Tuesday. The prep was already done for that, and we started looking at them start of the week, see how they play, in and out of possession. So that's been ongoing all week, and you know, we're drip feeding the messages into the boys that weren't involved in the squad on Tuesday, and that will continue obviously today, being Thursday.
All football fans want their team to win football matches, but it's always nice as well if they can produce the performance with it. And one thing that you have done is given great value for money in terms of exciting football. There was 14 different goal scorers before Tuesday night. 2 youngsters added goals to make it 16 individual goal scorers. Wow, not bad that.
Yeah, the manager spoke about it at the start of the season. We've got to improve the football, which has definitely happened, and the goal scoring's got to improve. And as you say, it's been shared around the squad. We've got defenders chipping in, midfield players, and obviously the forwards. So it's pleasing that you can score from all areas of the pitch. I think it's really important for a winning side, and that's something that we've managed to do this season.
Is it a case of just keeping their feet firmly on the ground? Is that how the manager portrays it to the coaches? Because there's a bit of excitement around the club again.
Yeah, of course, and he said it to the players before the break. We've had a decent start, and that's all we can think it is. We can't get ahead of ourselves, and we're not doing. We've got to keep working hard. We've got to keep the togetherness within the squad and around the building. I think everyone's fighting in the right direction and the same direction, and we have to stick together. We have to. That's the key to how this season's going to go. So we've got to all stick at it, keep working hard, don't get ahead of ourselves. We've not achieved anything yet. Like you say, we've had a decent start, but that's it. And obviously that rolls over to Saturday, and hopefully pick up another 3 points.